Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am LaConya Murray, brand attorney and owner of Off the Mark IP Solutions. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Murray's Law, where we answer your general questions as it relates to trademarks, copyrights, and just business in general. Keep in mind that this is not legal advice, but it's information, okay? So today's question is one that I get all the time, all the time. And so I want to do a video, and I have a previous video on it, but I'm just doing an update one because that video it's old and it's not the best quality. And I just wanted to give a 2019 answer to that question. How do I protect my t-shirt business in 2019? Most of the time when people come to me and they want to know how they can protect their t-shirt business, what they're really asking me is, how can I protect this word that I just came up with, or this short phrase that I made up? How can I do that? How can I do this, protect, it's above me now. The guy that went viral a couple of weeks ago. How do you know what? And that's what we're going to use as an example today. That's exactly what we're going to use as an example for today's Murray's Law. It's above me now. The guy who went viral after he refused to let a lady stay at the hotel that he was working at after she called him the N-word. And he was like, it's above me now. Please let me stay. It's above me now, right? So it got really popular. They was like, oh, you need to jump on that. You need to protect that. He was like, oh, it's trademarks. So, I'm looking in the database, snooping, because that's what I do, right? I snoop. I like to see what's going on. And it took a while, because it does. Once you put in your application, it takes a while for it to show up in the database. But when it finally did, I was so disappointed. And I was disappointed because the proof that he submitted for his application was a shirt that said it's above me now. It was just a white generic shirt with the words it's above me now. It clearly looked like a mock-up. And so let's talk about why that is not acceptable, and it does not show that he's actually using that phrase as a trademark. When it comes to trademarks only protect names and short phrases that identify the source of a good or a service. And so when it comes to clothing, it gets a little tricky, because people want to put that short phrase on a t-shirt and be like, oh, this is mine, nobody else can use it. First of all, no, cut it out. That's not even how trademarks work, okay? When you put that short phrase on a shirt, that's not going to prevent everybody in the world from using that phrase, right? Because trademarks, what the purpose of it is to make sure that that when someone goes to buy your product, they know that they are buying from you. And when you put that short phrase on a shirt, it doesn't tell me who made this shirt. It's just what USPTO would consider a design. It's just a design. It's not an indicator, because this shirt right here, as a matter of fact, whenever I wear this shirt, Own Your Genius, people say, where did you get that shirt from? And you know why they ask me where I get that shirt from? It's because when they see Own Your Genius, it doesn't tell them at all where I got it from. It doesn't tell them who made it. And that's what trademarks do. So when you're starting your t-shirt business, what you want to do is make sure that you are creating a brand, right? So, for example, you can have a line that says Own Your Genius, and that can be part of your brand line. And one way that you can indicate that is on your website. You know how you go to a website and they have different categories, like they might have clothing, shoes, accessories, and then even on the clothing, they might have the one type of line, then another type of line. So maybe they have the, and I'm just trying to think of an example. Maybe they might have like athletic wear, maybe they might have formal wear, maybe they might have casual wear, right? And so you have your own version of that, but it has some, like you have your Own Your Genius line, and under that you have all type of smart quotes and things of that nature. Maybe you might have your ratchet line, and under that you have all type of ratchet quotes and stuff of that nature. But does that make sense? But it's a line. It's not just something that you put on a shirt, but it's a way to prevent other people from creating similar lines. One of the things that I can't do, so Own Your Genius, that's my tagline. So it's not just something that I have on a shirt, but it actually represents my brand. I help people own their genius, and that's one of my taglines that I use. And with that means that I couldn't, so if someone else wants to use Own Your Genius, and maybe consultant. Maybe they are a fashion consultant. And they're using Own Your Genius in part of their brand. I wouldn't have any right or authority to tell that person to stop using that trademark or you stop using my trademark, because there's no likelihood of confusion. When it comes to trademarks, your protection is limited to how you use that mark. So if you're using it for clothing, you can't stop someone that does car repairs from using your name, because someone that's looking for you that sells clothes and they come across someone that's doing car repair, they're not going to be confused. They're not going to go looking for a t-shirt and end up with a tire rotation because they thought they were buying something from you. So when it comes to apparel, one of the things you have to be careful of or make sure is that you have the right specimen. So if the whole point of trademarks is to indicate the source of a good or a service, USPTO on your application, they want you to submit proof that you're actually using this as a trademark. And when you submit that, a copy of a shirt or a picture of a shirt with a phrase on the front of it, that doesn't do that. So you have to think about, if someone asks me, where did I get that from? What would I do? One of the first things you would do is, right, you would check your tag. So that's one way that you can indicate that this is a brand and not just a design, is by putting that, your tagline or short phrase in your shirt. That's one way. If it's just a short name, right? That's one way you can do it. Another way you can do it is in your packaging. You know, they also have like the sales tag. That's another way you can do it. You can use your website, like I talked about before. You can use your website, not just the name of your website, not ownyourgenius.com, right? But Own Your Genius as the indicator of this line, of the source of this shirt. So that's one way you can do it. But when you just come up with a short phrase and you throw it on the front of a shirt, it does not qualify as a trademark. And the sad thing about the guy with the it's above me now is somebody else filed an application either the same day or right there really close to when he did. So the guy, the original person that said the phrase "it's above me now," he filed a 1A application. That 1A application means that I'm using this in commerce right now. I'm using this as the indicator of my brand right now. Not I'm using the phrase right now. I'm using this as an indicator of my brand right now, which he's not. He's just selling t-shirts with the thing on the front of it, right? He didn't create a brand around it or a store or retail store. He didn't do any of that. You know, there's different things that you can do to protect your short phrases. You can create a store, right, where you can go and get merchandise like apparel and different promotional stuff with the phrases on it or different things. Or you can create a t-shirt line where you look at the tag and it's above me now, and then maybe your apparel line is like all kind of, you know, funny sayings or something, you know, or greeting cards or anything like that. You know, oh, that'd be good. It's above me now, greeting cards, like sarcastic greeting cards to give to people. Like, could you imagine like getting ready to quit your job and you and you're giving them this card, you know, and it's like in the back of it, it's above me now. It has some type of sarcastic reason you're leaving. My husband showed me a card. It was like, sorry for your loss. I'm quitting in 2 weeks. So, you know, if you look on the card, who made this card? Oh, it's above me now. Wouldn't that be cute? See, something like that would indicate the source of that. And that's a way to protect those short phrases. So when you're filing that with USPTO, you want to make sure that you are submitting the proper proof. And most of the people who contact me for apparel, they are not doing that. They're not doing that at all. They just have a short phrase that they're putting on a shirt, and that's not how that works. And so then people say, well, what about copyrights? Can I get a copyright for it? Copyrights don't protect short phrases, period. They wouldn't protect a name or a short phrase. That's just what it is. Now, let me tell you this, since we're talking about copyrights and short phrases, that doesn't mean that you can go and take lyrics from a song. People do that all the time. They take song lyrics and they put it on a shirt. Now, if the lyrics are catchy enough, so that people hear it and they automatically know what song it is, then that can be you can be infringing on that person's copyright. But if it's just a generic phrase or something, then they don't have any standing. But if it's something that came from that song and it stands out, people know it from that song, You can't use that. You can't go and put somebody's song lyrics on your shirt, because people are going to know where those lyrics came from, and that person wrote that song. So even though copyrights don't protect short phrases, that short phrase is just a small part of a bigger work. And with copyrights, they say they don't care how small of a portion you take. Then it's not a matter of what the size is. It's a matter of significance of it, how important it is, how identifiable it is. And Beyonce found this out when she released the Lemonade album. She ended up being sued by the estate of Maya, who was a YouTube personality who passed away. And in the intro of one of the songs, you hear Maya's voice, narrating over I think it's in the video. And it's like a 6-second clip. And Beyonce, in the lawsuit, she wanted to get it tossed out because she said, oh, it's just a short part of it. It's just a short phrase. It doesn't make any difference. And the court was like, yeah, no, that's not how that works. And so the lawsuit was able to continue. So today's Murray's Law was, how do I protect my t-shirt business? And most of the time, like I said, when people are coming to me about this, they want to know, how can they protect these short phrases that they're coming up with? How can they make sure that when they come up with something that's quick and viral, that no one else takes it? And the main way to do that is to make sure that that short phrase is actually identifying the source of your t-shirt line. If you just have it on the front of your shirt, it's not identifying the source of that line. So you want to make sure to put the name of it on a tag, or if it's a phrase, it can be your tagline for your overall brand. That way it doesn't have to be on a tagline, or it doesn't have to be in the tag, in the back of the neck, or the hanging tag, or whatever. If you have a website and you're selling, it can be a short phrase like a tagline. I think about Nike's "Just Do It." That's their tagline. So if you want that phrase to be your tagline for your business, then then you can put it on your marketing materials and things of that nature to show that this short phrase identifies the source of your apparel line. So that's how you have to do it. You have to make sure that short phrase that you're trying to protect actually identifies the source of your apparel line. And you do that again by putting a tag. You can put one in the inside of your shirt. You can put one, the little hanging tags that they use. If you have packaging, I've had a client who goes to, she sells at like flea markets. She travels and does shows like that. She has her logo printed on stickers, and she puts it on the shirts, and she writes the size on there. That's how she indicates the source, like by putting those stickers on those shirts when she goes out, so people know, oh, this is where I got that shirt from. Not yet. If you want to learn more about trademarks, if you want to know more about copyrights, I'm doing a free challenge. It's called the Own Your Genius Challenge. It's 5 days. It's free. All you got to do is register. We start in July. I'd love to see you. Until then, I want you to keep growing your business. And while you're growing your business, I want you to continue to own your genius. All right? Listen, if you are a speaker, if you're not just a business owner, but you're also a speaker, you want to make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification button, because next week I'm going to talk about how speakers can protect their intellectual property rights as they are presenting on other people's platforms. All right?